I see 3 participants. Greetings, Stefano Nigro. Simone DeSantis, I see actually these webinars with partners are supposed to be very informal. The idea is that they are very informal and are precisely with your participation being so many more than expected. So it remains a basic training webinar anyway, however, with a very large final session, however, compared to the other webinars. We do, let's say, the approach is much more informal. That is, many of you I know, in fact, I'm seeing the input, not all of you. Obviously, and I hope that many of you are familiar with OpenAPI or are already partners. And nothing, I would say, let's start. If that's okay, I want to wait.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
Perfect. No. First of all, good afternoon to everybody. This is the 4th OpenAPI webinar. In the last few months, there have been important changes. We have released a new console. We have accelerated the internationalization part. And today, we are at the 3rd major news. For those of you who visited us at the event in Turin and Milan, we anticipated them. And today, we are finally kicking off the new partner program. To talk about the partner program, there will be Luca Scuriatti, CEO of OpenAPI, whom you already know from following the previous webinars. And there is also the novelty that is Shaun De Lucia, co-founder and partner manager of OpenAPI. I remind you that at the end of the call, we will be available for any questions. And at this point, I would turn the floor over to Shaun. Yes, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. I am Shaun De Lucia, Partner Area Manager, so feel free to refer to me. At the end of the webinar, we will also give the emails and contacts to get in touch with me directly for more information. What we are going to look at today is the new partner program that started in January. We have a new partner program formula. Let's go and analyze what are the benefits of the new partner program. It has free access, so all companies that want to access it do so for free. It has a waiting list that we will go into later. It allows you to have visibility on our network, so you will still have the opportunity to be visible within our site, our promotions, our campaigns, and so on. It is a system based on 4 scalable levels that will allow you to earn on the recharges that your customers make on OpenAPI's wallet. You will have the opportunity to receive free leads, then contacts, customers from our network who will ask you directly for a quote to integrate API on one of their projects. In this case, the receipt of the lead will be direct, so the relationship with the final customer will be direct with you. You will have privileged access to new APIs, then exclusive access to new products, dedicated support, whether strategic, technical, or related to the partner area, and the partner badge that identifies you as certified to our program. To access the partner program, it is essential to register at openapi.com. On the openapi.com website, there is a form that we will see in detail later that must be filled out to request access to the free program. It's not enough to just apply for access. There is a waiting list where one of our appointees will have the option of accepting or not accepting a partner. So they will go and verify that this is a company and the characteristics the same. Once the application is verified and accepted, the partner will be active, will receive a confirmation and a request to fill out their own online form, entering the various texts, company logo, a range of information that will help potential clients to request an offer from them. Certification is automatic as long as the company has an active wallet and a transaction made in production. So trivially that they have in production made a call to one of our APIs. And having done that, you will be published within our network as an official partner. I want to show you for a moment on the site how registration worked. It's very simple. Just then go to openapi.com. From the top menu, select partners and become a partner. Once you're logged in, there's a bunch of information posted here about the program that I encourage you to read if you're not familiar with it. We have the Become a Partner button that takes us directly to the form I mentioned. Here you have to fill in the first name, last name, email, and phone of the contact person, company name, and VAT number. And it will be important to enter the correct email under which your company is registered to the platform. This is because it will be our key to then identify the correct association to your clients. Once this is done, you will receive a message inviting you to go to your dashboard in the profile. And you will be asked to complete this profile. Then you will be able to enter multiple languages. For now, we have included as possibilities the languages of our platform, which, as you know, are four: English, Italian, French, and German. I encourage you to fill in these languages at the time when you will then be able to handle clients in a foreign language, because you will probably also go and receive requests from the abroad. This data is pre-filled and is part of the set you have already provided to us. And a short and a long description should be entered for each language you have selected. The contact person's data is obviously pre-filled, and the data of the company's legal and operational location should be added. You will need to enter the logo, programming languages that you indicate as a must of yours, and you can enter some additional information related to your services. This is the correct procedure to finalize your registration for the program. With that done, let's go back to the presentation for a moment. Here we are, so finalized this procedure, you are officially a partner in our program. You have a private partner area available that we just glimpsed, that we will now see in detail, that consists of a dashboard with some information about the progress of your partnership, the profile we just saw, a partner kit consisting of an official downloadable badge with the manual for proper use of the partnership logo, customization of the link that you will give to your end customers, and the list of customers associated with you. So why is it important to provide the registration link to your customer? Because by providing this link, your customer registers Openapi and will be directly linked to your account. So it will be easy to make the match. Let's go look at the restricted area for a moment.
In the meantime, I see one question. However, the other questions we will do at the end. Yes, all the slides will then be sent at the end of the webinar.
Then in the dashboard. So first of all, the restricted partner area is within the Openapi console. So you just log in from the site, and if you have registered with the same console email, you will find it down here. The partner panel dashboard has a bunch of information for you to understand the progress of your partnership, as well as having a quick link to your beige. It tells you how many active clients you have at the moment, the total of the wallets, that these have reloaded the earnings that you have recorded in this year, because the partnership lasts from January to December, and a number of information about the historical trend, and in addition, the upcoming goals. So how do you level is reminded in this screen. We have already seen the profile. We have the partner kit. Here within the partner kit, you can download the logos informed, the logos of the OpenUp certified partners start informed, PNG and PDF in vectors. So these are applicable both on your website and on your maybe promotional campaigns or brochures. Along with the logos, you will also find the manual in Italian and English on the proper use of the logo. Underneath, we will also have a tool to create the registration link, which we will then go and deliver to our clients to make the registration to Openapi. This link is customizable in the last part by simply changing this information by going to update the link. This will update. I will have the ability to copy it and hand it to my client to have a direct association to my account. In the partner panel, I also have the complete list too of clients that to date are associated with my account. Of these, I have some basic information like the email, the last payment made, if they make calls, API called or under subscription, and what services they have activated. At this point, I would pass a word to Luca Scuriatti for some details about the partnership.
Yes, perfect. So thank you, Shaun. And as I said at the beginning, the idea precisely is for these inputs to be very informal, because there will be more or less, then Shaun will explain this, the idea of developing a partner program, a program precisely of events with you partners, both to give you more information, but also to get guidance and advice. So as Shaun said, precisely the program was born with the idea, with two goals. On the one hand, being able to assure customers only partners that we know are really good at integrations. On that point, Shaun explained it. However, I tried to go into a little more detail. We, in addition to verifying that the company is really a company, that is the fact that the company is integrated, so either for itself or for its customers. So when you saw that screen, you see it in the partner area, where the system says, okay, this company is able to do electronic billing integrations or certified SMS or postal services integrations. It is because it has done at least one integration that has been verified by us, and therefore following the rules of good use, which was well done. And so at that point, it appears to you among the APIs that you can integrate. And on the other hand, therefore, on the one hand, be able to guarantee customers who ask us for quality partner integration. On the other hand, be assured that our partner treat the customer. Our focus at this stage is to make sure that the end customer is satisfied. The Openapi company has grown so much, it's going on an internationalization path. So obviously giving support to customers in France or Poland or Portugal, it starts to become something that we can't and don't want to manage for transparency. We are an IT company. And so we would like to be able to turn these leads over to our partners. However, on the other hand, be sure that these partners are able to both interact. So the phrase that Shaun said, only put languages where you are sure you can give support. It sounds trivial, but already we have had customers who have had this problem. They have contacted partners who needed to speak English, but unfortunately they did not have that language proficiency in-house. So of course we assume that what you write is true. Obviously the relationship, as I said before, is one of collaboration and synergy. However, a partner who creates disturbance, noise, entropy is unfortunately then excluded from the partner program, because obviously for us the focus is the end customer. As we said, we do not then enter into the value that is created between you and the end customer. We are happy that the end customer is happy. We are happy that you follow these customers in developing projects, integrations, or new technologies. However, everything has to be developed and managed independently by the partner. So we are kind of in the middle between ensuring on the one hand the quality of the customer and on the other hand the quality of the partner, but without brokering anything in terms of economic negotiation, because rightly different companies have both different business approaches, different quotations, different quality, and different expertise. So then the relationship is between you and the end customer. As we were saying before, partners basically get the ease. So the first point we work on is to make sure that the relationship is direct between partner and customer. Obviously, they also give support in terms of information. This is because we obviously, to the end customers, it will sound strange. But of course, we don't do any development. But often we don't even have consulting. That is, we look for our call center. It tends to direct the end customers to the documentation. With partners, the relationship will be a little bit different. So partners instead will have access to a direct relationship with our consultants, whether they are then IT, whether they are business consultants, whether they are strategic consultants, as Shaun said. Why is that? Because we take it for granted that we make an investment in terms of time and training towards a partner. But then that partner can really, instead of doing one integration, do 40, 50. Right now, for example, we are bombarded with requests in API for e-invoicing, I guess, for the Italian legislation on forfeitari. But in July, there will be electronic invoicing in Poland. So we imagine even there, we will have big requests for integrations. And so hopefully someone trained, so train 5, 10 partners on a specific topic, which could be in this case, electronic invoicing. But these days, the video ID, the Bank of Italy norm recognition video is coming out, an API that either came out this week or will come out soon. So that allows the verification of an ID, the matching with the face, with the video of the face, the verification of the non-stolen document in the stolen document central. And finally, the extraction track. This we hope, our commitment is to advertise by doing these services. At that point, actually, for transparency, generally, they are better big on some APIs. They will ask us for integration. Our goal is to say, look with confidence, address these partners. We generally don't do preference. The site allows you to have search filters. Even there, we quote your advice, how to improve it, how to give more detail to the customers, and then the customer makes the direct inquiries with you. So the end customer, the goal is for them to talk to you. Of course, in the beginning, many of you are already partners. Some of you I have said hello. Some of you I didn't say hello because there are so many of you. But the goal is precisely that you create a partnership. So you know each other by first and last name. The congresses are, again, ideally we're congresses with all the available votes and a chat between colleagues. Now we find a way to manage this with 50 people. We thought we were 10, 20 people. In short, so we have made a goal and obvious that your task, your interest too, as the levels are growth. What does it mean? The economic recognition, pay attention to this, it doesn't impact. On lead generation, that is being bronze, silver, gold, it only impacts the fact that you have more economic return on the total volume of recharges of all your customers. So it is not only on the year, but also the 10 years before. However, it does not impact lead generation other than the fact that you have a more visible badge. You definitely have a greater recognition. Some customers, however, an individual choice of the end customer who chooses or who does not choose. And it is then up to you to choose whether to fully espouse this project and thus sponsor it, which of course is also of our interest, or simply, in quotes, be passive, but with knowing that you are competent in the API itself. Thus, the reasons why to become a partner, obviously the first reason is all strictly business. Obviously, we're all busy to work. Otherwise, we wouldn't be in the office for sure. So the first goal is to get customers. So our first goal, which is not our form of turning value. For us, this turning customers is to know that we're giving good advice to our end customers. That is, we know that we're giving an end customer good advice, we are putting it in good hands, and that is why it is nothing automatic. I mean, there are these waiting list filters, badge approval, because we want to be assured that if I say to a bank, rather than to a small IT company, rather than to an e-commerce, look, talk to them because they are good, we have to be assured of what we are saying. In short, that is the reason. And so the first benefit precisely is to get new customers. The second advantage that we actually found out from your calls is that those who develop software, really often, it's not that they are looking for clients understood as there are so many partners in different modals. Some simply become single client. That is, they become partners of themselves because they have maybe condominium management software, rather billing, rather they develop large volumes with single users. Nothing changes. However, you are entitled to the recognition of the volume you get under the rules of the partner program. And what they confirm is that having a competitive advantage, i.e. having integrated API trivially, not having to ask for billing in an e-commerce, or being able to create automated services for postal shipments or other available APIs, gave that added value to their software or their business offering. So that allowed them to maybe win a competition or get into a bigger project than they expected. So they often use Openapi as a competitive advantage over competitors who don't internal these services. Then there is, of course, the economic recognition that goes from 5, 10 to 15% on all the volume that has been achieved over time, and with rules that are then linked in the agreement, let's say partnership. However, then we will send you. Basically, they are based on two pillars. Of course, one, the number of additions made during the year. For transparency, we have occupied the classic 1,000 Miles of Italy program, the old 1,000 Miles of Italy program, rather than any partnership program. That is, you guarantee that in that year you make a certain number of integrations, and at that point we recognize you on the whole volume. We place you at a level, the levels in calendar year. So the 1st of January, the software places you where you are, and the automatic software tells you how much your business monetary is generating in the next year. Obviously, you have to bill the volume generated in the previous year. So the software tells you how much you have to bill the previous year for the amounts you got, and then you raise the count again, and you start to accumulate an economic benefit for the following years. The most important part, although put last, is sales and technical support, because this, as I said at the beginning, we are going to increasingly close technical support contacts to end customers. For transparency, we don't have. We don't want to, and we don't have the volumes of technical people to have to give support to every single customer on every single issue. So even the employees to develop APIs. On the side, the feedback of improving the documentation is always welcome. So they often attend the meetings because then they understand how to improve the documentation. Always the platitudes I do is explain a French bank what sole proprietorship means. And translating it, unfortunately, is an issue that one may not think about, or what an REA code is, rather than explaining it in a language understandable to one. On the other hand, if you were to ask any of you what the siren code is, soon the API will be coming out with the complete database of the French Chamber of Commerce. We are slowly duplicating what you see in Italy and all the rest of Europe. So the first country on which we will include the business information is France. Same thing. You ask many of you what the siren or siret code is. It's a new science for us as well. And the important thing is to document it well, to make it understandable to anyone who wants to do the integration. Same speech. However, it is not easier to explain it only to you. So in this case, you 50, and we hope you explain it to the 100 customers that we will then go and forward to you. In this way, on the one hand, we know that the person becomes specialized, the partners become specialized. We have seen that more or less each partner specializes in 2-3 APIs. There is never the all-rounder, and that's right, and we are happy with that. And so we know that, however, those 20 partners, 30 partners, 10 partners, or whoever is lucky, 2 partners are specialized in those APIs. And at that point, the customer knows where to go, knows who to go to. However, the last most important point, in any question, I reiterate whether commercial or technical, only for you will be made available. It comes back on the liability. Liability insofar as obvious, there is no concept of penalty or simply misbehavior, again, not regulated. That is this freedom of Openapi to exclude a partner from the program. Never applied, of course, but of course it is not that we exclude you if you state that you speak French and then you don't speak French. Okay, an oversight It happened, it will happen again. That is the least of the problems. However, if the approach with customers may be, we are not talking about commercial approach, a proper approach of consulting, quality of service, complaining about the end customer. It is repeated for more time. So warnings arise, there is tension. It is the fourth customer who complains about the integration because the API is not good quality, the integration is done badly, rather than any problem, a warning is made. Of course, everything that you are entitled to remains. After that, you communicate the termination of the partner program. So I reiterate, for us, it is important that the end customer is happy, has quality APIs. That is our focus. Remember, we are one of the 2 identity companies certified for data quality. So for us, it's critical that the end customer is happy, and therefore they are happy both with our API, but also with your work. So in maintaining the partner, as I said before, these are the various levels. There is one level that is actually at the default of the partner program. It is inserted, but it's the vendor program right now moment. There is only one for transparency, however, here it is. Then it will be addressed in another session. The programs are precisely that. Start, bronze, silver, and gold. The names, let's say you witness all in these programs. And again, the system of moving from one level to another is automatic, both up and descent. And again, program exclusion is a very, very rare event. To date, never happened. However, it has only been regulated for, I repeat, those really critical situations where you work poorly together, and it's right to have a way out of the program itself. And nothing, so I don't have any other pointers. Maybe Shaun would like to be interesting for partners to see, well, how you generate the URL, because on that, again, at your direction, so again, we really value synergy with your advice. The partner login at this stage is personalized with your name. In the future, will also appear your logo. So Shaun, if you can share that part there to see how the login and registration part appears on the dedicated URL from the partner. Thank you all, and then we are waiting for questions.
Here we are on the Openapi site in the partner search section. Here they come out, all the certified partners. This is the real site. So these here are some partners that are already certified with us. And I'll have a random one. The first one, anyway, here there is a search engine, an engine by partner level, and various filters that help the end customer to select one rather than another partner. The let's say small tab is composed of the logos, social region, partner level, short text. Partner from 1 year, all of them wanted to make them start from scratch. So anyway, they all start from 1 year and programming languages that the partner has selected, on which they feel comfortable in saying they are a reliable partner. Let's open the partner card detail. This here is a random code that needs to be changed in the card, in the partner area that we analyzed in the partner kit. Basically changing the partner kit URL from here. From the partner kit here it is, by changing this field. You go to update also this field here. So it's very important to update it with by inserting probably the most appropriate company name. And obviously it has to be a web name, so no spaces, no special characters. And the important thing is that also the descriptive text of the companies are complete so that your potential customers can understand at best what you are able to develop for them. In the partner tab, you have the registration code with a direct link, some information about the partnership, and then years of experience that you have declared integrated customers, how many years you have been partnering with us, and the certified integrations. These will be automatic. So for each category, actually, these are the categories, not the single API. So they are divided into categories of APIs. And here the integrations made by the partner are shown also, all the programming languages that you have declared. And in addition to Openapi in System Integrator, all the additional services you will have entered and the languages spoken, this is the famous contact form that will have used by customers to get in touch directly with you. As Luca Scuriatti also mentioned, the contact is direct with you. So you will have a way to listen to their needs and probably create a quote for the integration that they need to do through the Open API.
If you can click on the partner code link for a moment, that will then become so to actually show what the link is that you're going to send.
Yes, I have to dislodge myself if not. Okay.
In fact, what matters in the end is this step here. Then in the end, I guess 100% of you are IT companies, as is normal to our partners. Here it is. In fact, this is the page that the user registers, which is similar to yours. At this stage, it reports what the partner is, but now shortly, once we verify, a procedure to certify the brands as well. To avoid any kind of error, your company's own logo will appear. The user, your end customer, registers here. Again, in case that is your business model, half of you actually Interano for themselves. So they Interano because they have their own software, they have their own model, their own business. So in fact, this part is less interesting. For those of you decide to have the end customer register with the platform, this is the right way. Nothing detracts. As an exception, I repeat, it is a slower process that covered this whole phase. In fact, it was not put in the slides, precisely to avoid procedural flaws that if a customer has registered but did it by mistake independently, from nothing wrong, directly from us, of course, after a quick verification, we associate him with you as the actual signatory customer of that customer. Another important point, obviously a client is married to a partner, so there can be no sharing of clients. So a customer, for transparency, for us a customer is a mail at the end. So that mail associated with another mail, so with a partner, remains of that partner, even if that partner stops developing. To bring in a paradox, the customer then independently develops other APIs, because maybe an IT company or an internal IT department. Welcome, you will only find these benefits within your platform. That's it. I now leave the ball to Mollicone for Q&A.
So some questions have already been asked and we have answered them through chat. If I would leave a few minutes for further clarification requests, questions. Find the option to ask questions.
So much the first one, just because Delphi is missing in the languages used. Okay, so you have to tell the graphics department, because really this is really a purely graphical aspect of the interface. Even there, if there is missing languages or other advice, again, normally these meetings should be in video sharing with you. So already it is strange, this approach. Let's say webinar-like, it would be more appropriate for the partners to be tables le monde. I'll find a way now, maybe divided by integration topic, to circumscribe it and make it a little more colloquial. What is the timeline for a company to apply for an affiliation? We're getting better, for some of you know, who also had a month. However, we are always improving. Now let's say we try to stay within the week to give you the first okay. After that, your technical time to enter data, fill out the form properly, and then actually, again, Shaun is responsible partner of the company. So after that, a direct relationship with him arises. Set video meetings. It's not a partnership, cold partnership. It's a partnership where we really want to create value towards you. So we expect you that then we are in contact with the contact person, Shaun, or the colleagues who follow him. And from there, the board is approved. There is the first integration. One important thing, appear only if you have really done integration. That is, you cannot appear because we state that you have done it, but you have to really do some. We have to verify the code, verify that it is well done, after which you appear among the existing partners. Those you see have really done already integration in operation, even small ones. Again, it's not important that the customer is a bank or it's an insurance company. It can be even the small store, the small e-commerce. Okay, he's done the integration. He knows how to do it. He's done it well. And so on that single topic, he is competent. That the Sandbox requests return only fixed data, or will it be possible to have real data in the future? No, the Sandbox by definition is a test environment. So again, we're talking about data, but we're also talking about video recognition. A Sandbox simulates the behavior to you as if it were real data. But by definition, a sandbox has to give you, we can extend it, customers have extended it, etc., etc. But it simulates the behavior of the software in operation. So imagine that you have data from a company. It simulates to you the behavior. You entered the company data wrong. I entered it correctly. It gives you the installation of the data. Or if we're talking about data, if we're talking about tools, FS signature, simplified electronic signature, now we're coming out with the advance of qualified. So with European validity, simulates to you the behavior of a successful or failed signature. Electronic invoicing simulates to you the behavior of an invoice passed to SDI or not passed. So obvious it is nothing in operation. It is all simulated. Are there ways of directing payments at very high on-time volumes? No. The other important note, this applies to you, but it also applies to all of our partners, to all of our end customers. We don't do any kind of dedicated offerings or customized business models. This is to give transparency to everyone of cost, value, etc., not to create market distortions. So those are the services. We know we are extremely competitive as a cost. So obvious that if one wants to get to a very high volume and then get discounts, that for transparency is also obvious and result in zero margins for Openapi. The commercial input is direct, and are those provided in short by the platform. Nothing detracts from the fact that in the future we could reason it is not a program to include Klarna type models, so models of deferring third part of the payment. However, I repeat, to date we have not had requests in that direction, so we are not applying it. Can you tell how many partners are present and how many customers are using your marketplace API? Then the partners to date certified are 12. Those are the ones visible online. Openapi has about 250,000 customers a year, so the volumes are very, very high. Considering top customers, though, we are talking about 1,000 customers, 1,500 customers with very high growth, especially to foreign countries. Then these are relative numbers because we hope that then I doubt is that volume of customers Siduri at this stage, the companies and our partners. Now our goal is that we will turn our partners 10, 20 leads a year. This is more or less the volumes we have assumed in this first phase. And so anyway, we will filter them. In what sense we will filter them? However, we will continue to give, especially some APIs. We still a first phase of advising end client, really bank X who contacts us rather than small client X who contacts us. We continue to give first level and second level support, also to improve the quality of service of APIs, have direct feedback. When we are confident that our partners are qualified, are good, willingly, this leverage will go up. So from 10, 20, 100, 1,000 leads, we hope it's a lot because we're confident that we're not creating entropy. So the customer who goes to the partner doesn't know enough, so the customer comes back to us. This we want to avoid. So we have to be confident that we're turning leads to competent, qualified people who don't just want to, I got in touch with Bank X or Insurance X, now I'm proposing whatever, to explain it in a very, very direct way and how it should be right in a partner program. But we have to be assured that the partner is a professional who knows what he's doing and does well. So they are the ones we have certified. I mean, at least absolutely the ones we know. I did not understand your FA in relation to the services provided to the partner. If the price for the API call was €1, what would be your FA? We do not have any FA, i.e. the Alessandro Montanari. Then the calls there are two models that partners work with. One, our partners we call aggregators. What does that mean? They register them directly. They act as a buying group to simplify it. So I know I do volumes of electronic billing calls. Now I give an example, or business information. So due to the fact that my partner has 50 customers, he gets to a level of discounting that are visible in the subscriptions anyway, so high that his margin increases by that much. However, on that amount, depending on the level, Openapi recognizes either one time or 5 or 10 or 15%, which are the three percentages that we recognize to the partner as a benefit on the total volume of the client's turnover, not profit, that is. Mind you, some services, but some of them are obvious. The chamber viewers that you find on the API, which are the official ones from InfoCamera and the Chamber of Commerce, cost less than the InfoCamera. This is because we turned all our savings obtained by volume to the partners. then it is obvious that you can, those do precisely actualizations that precisely if you have done the integration, etc., either to broker the service, so you do it from your account, and then you sell it to the end customer, or the end customer registers automatically, autonomously. We reiterate through the link we sent you. Otherwise, you make it impossible for us to connect between you and the end customer. I repeat, we are all IT. I don't even go into detail. And at that point, instead, it says, okay, I don't make a markup on the product. However, I have benefit because still 5, 10, 15% of the total volume billed by that customer is going to go into my wallet. Maybe if I understood the question correctly, because then the question that was deleted was talking about our affair. We don't have any affair understood as affair of service. I mean, the prices given are the ones that are looked at by the end customer. If the question, in case it was a comparison with other API marketplaces, we just buy the fact that we are certified for data quality, but in general, we broker any service. We don't, it's that we expose third-party APIs and we don't check them. Every API that we do, we verify it, we verify the provider. We unfortunately have to go into the certification of the service itself offered. For transparency, in November of the world, Agicom will come in with new regulations for high quality SMS, so certified. We have to become telephone service operators. Otherwise, the service does not meet the requirements that we want to guarantee. So we don't just put a fee on third-party APIs. We, in fact, take the API, find the provider, we integrate the API, we redocument it, we recertify them, then each API is subject to processes to certify the quality of service data. And at that point, we expose them to customers. This obviously implies that we are not as fast as many other companies that expose APIs, that launch maybe 100 APIs a day. I'm not kidding. This is volumes. And there is everything in there between scraping the whatever, because they are not responsible for it. They intermediate a service and charge an FA 2%, 5%. The APIs we expose are either A, from official sources, or B, from market leaders, so trivially Italian Post. What we do is we simply make API access easy. The example I often give is zip codes that in a normal world should be open data that can be provided to everybody. Then we are forced to pay Italian Post every year to get the 4 annual updates on Italian zip codes, and they come with an MDB, so a tool not usable for the user, whatever, not usable for me. And what do? We take that MDB, convert it back to an API with a non-trivial effort, and then make accessible to anyone. Verification of zip codes, absurdly, what maybe costs us 10, you would like to buy it for 0 point something. Why? Because at the end of the day, it's just right. That is, we imagine that that data has to be provided in a certain way. And we hope, in some cases, it doesn't work, so we lose out every year. We hope that the volume of customers who have requested that data is such that it makes up for the fact that we have fractionalized this purchase to trivialize as if we were a buying group with a technology with great systems inside to control and improve the service provided. All APIs are documented through Marco Cosentino. Sorry if some people don't know them. Maybe I know the company, so anyway, I will say hello. All APIs are documented through the Openapi standard. There are, or you also plan to develop dedicated SDKs, Java, Node, and so on. Then actually in the platform, you will find already code examples in all Java, Node, etc., etc. The question is a bit too technical for me. So unfortunately, the colleague is not there. Actually, the colleague is there. I have seen the CTO who was among the participants, if he didn't leave. But here in this case, you can ask Shaun a question. Same thing, guys. This is a partner program. You are not customers. So the input is very informal. You have Shaun's email. He is your contact person for everything partner related. So some questions we don't have here, the answer. Write to him, very quiet.
Yes. If I can, Luca, I will contact all the registered, so they will all have my email. They will have a way to write to me and get in touch with me directly. So this mode is easier. They will get an email from me and they can make their requests to me privately.
Then consider that I am really, it's not a classic catchphrase. We are in a context, as you understand, informal. Your advice is obviously not well received, desired. That is, what is our paradox? Being a purely technical company, we are all a big technical department. So to also have a comparison with those who then face with the real market, yes, but beautiful idea, but it is incomprehensible rather than for us is a help. So make life easier for the partner. Yes, Luca. However, make this simple for us or simply it is our focus. So your advice, again, through Shaun, through the United Dedicated, are of course welcome. So don't also feel the embarrassment of recommending unnecessary things, because however they are taken into consideration, maybe they are useless for us. And I remember a partner programming in, now Simone knows, a technology for us, let's say almost asynchronous, almost incompatible with the API. However, find a model, because it's probably the problem he experiences. Others experience it too. Find a model to give him support, and still, if it is possible to find a solution, that is what we would then like to be able to do. If there are no other questions, because we are going a little bit long, I thank you, Salvatore Romeo. Actually, it sounds bad to me, but many I know you by company name. So I hope in the future I know you by your first and last name. That is the desire of the partner program. Okay, if there are no further questions, we are going a little bit long. Generally, we try to be very punctual. It has to be half an hour. Out of respect for all of you who are working, probably the partner program will be a little bit different. We will keep ourselves more free to ensure support. Okay, if there are no further questions, so I leave the floor to Mollicone. I will greet you in the meantime.
Perfect. Thank you all. And I remind you that the webinar is recorded and will be available from tomorrow afternoon on the OpenAPI channel at the next webinar. Okay.
Good work to everybody.
Good work. Thank you.